So then it's very clear from the Ice Age art that despite the technical abilities of the artists, they chose not to represent themselves in parietal art in any detailed fashion, suggesting strongly that they lacked self-identity. And similarly, the Venus figurines, 99 out of 100 of them have no facial features, or the head is very small or missing, again suggestive of the fact that self is not a concept that is at the forefront of survival, suggesting perhaps that still humans were under stress and still individuality was suppressed. Nevertheless, by 15,000 years ago, we've seen the first parietal expression of a human other than a stick figure at Lascaux in the bull scene, where an individual is seen to have been either wounded or killed, and it's felt that at that point perhaps mortality was understood, was acknowledged for the first time, which is quite a stepping stone really, suggesting that the acknowledgement of mortality was allowed, but it didn't cause too much stress that the collective could come to terms with without too many deleterious psychological effects. The other interesting thing is that the first representations of cave art, perhaps at Chauvet, from 30 or 35,000 years ago, demonstrate mostly predators, animals that would have been predators, that would have caused mortality to humans and hominids. I suggest that what they're doing is extracting from their history those things which form them. I suggest too that those things which would have been the predators which we were the most scared of had effectively been their gods. That is, those animals would have held, for the most part, the power of life and death over hominids through history, and even during that period of cave art would have caused significant mortality, or the greatest mortality, to those humans conducting the cave art at Chauvet. And interestingly, this changes over time, so that by the time of Lascaux there are less paintings of the big cats, hyenas and animals that would have caused mortality, and painting of less intimidating animals, particularly in Lascaux horses. And I think that there is a particular reason for all of these. The common thread through the history of cave art is one of reflections, possibly through the use of purposive mirrors. And I think one bas relief shows a lady looking at what's called cornucopia, but I think it really is a cornucopia. I think it's a polished form, a mirror. So I think the history of cave art is written in the reflections that drive this expression.